I'm now joined here in the studio set by Richard Perks. He's the Director of Retail Research at Mintel. Good to have you on the show, as always. You say, actually, the festive season is looking particularly positive for retailers in the UK this year. Why?
Because people are better off. They've actually got more money.
Are they really?
Yes, in aggregate. Lower interest rates against unemployment, they're net better off. And I think what's happening is that they can see that there are really going to be tough times next year. I mean, everyone can see that.
So preemptive shopping, so to speak.
Well, no, I think they just think, right, we've got cash at the moment, let's go out and sure we have a good Christmas now because we probably won't next year.
And help the economy recover in the meantime.
Yeah.
But what about, first of all, who's going to benefit from that? What kind of retailers? More online, or are they really going out to hit Oxford Street?
Yeah, it's across the board. The people who are doing really badly so far this year, you know, the household goods, big electricals, they're having a boom because of the VAT increase in January. Clothing, it's been mixed because it's been such a warm autumn that it's been really bad for knitwear and coats. That may be a bit better at the moment. That may be the one benefit of the bad weather.
As we just saw that panic shopping in Germany for warm items. I was actually the one last year who was stuck with soaking wet shoes, and I had to do that. Marks and Spencer next door was completely sold out, so I guess there are more people like that this year. And what about online shopping? In your latest survey, it says that UK consumers are particularly focused now on doing even their grocery shopping online.
I wouldn't say that. The relatively small proportion
compared to the rest of Europe.
I mean, it's the only market where there is a sensible market in online groceries, but it's still quite small. And the big players online across the board, really, are the high street retailers and the catalogue retailers. The pure plays are really quite small in most sectors, apart from the obvious things like books and music.
But obviously, online shopping is growing across the board, which is why the Royal Mail strike was so painful, wasn't it?
Potentially, yes. And certainly when we did our research, we got a remarkably muted answer to are you going to shop online? And I think that was because of the fears of the postal strike. That didn't materialise, so I'm sure it's been a fine Christmas for them. OK,
going into next year, as you said, it's going to get worse. So are you expecting consumer confidence to drop and retail sales to drop?
Yes, I am, actually. I think it's going to be a year of two halves. Sorry about that. You know, we've got the election. I don't think anything's going to happen much before the election. Our independent Bank of England isn't going to put interest rates. I visit before then. It's after the election when we get higher taxes, who knows, higher VAT again.
Whoever wins.
And, yes, whoever wins. And rising interest rates slowly through the second half of the year. And that's going to put pressure on them because unemployment is going to be rising. That net balance for consumers, which is so positive now, is going to be negative by the end of next year.
What about issues like, obviously we've spoken about taxes to rise, but and VAT is the temporary cut will come back. But what about retailers? There have been so far offering masses of discounts and sales have been non-stop, and you see basically the traditional Christmas sales already starting before Christmas.
There are some.
Do they have some more room to manoeuvre?
I don't think the sales this Christmas are anything like what we saw last Christmas. Last Christmas, I think the retailers had too much stock. This Christmas, when they were stocking up in the spring, they probably were very cautious. I think they probably got less stock. They might even not have enough. Now, yes, I know Gap is on sale. You can look around and you see the retailers that have been doing badly for some time and they're still doing badly. But I think for the most part, I mean, you're not seeing M&S on sale, not serious sale anyway. No. I mean, you get seasonal promotions.
Of others.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Next isn't on sale. So, I mean, the big boys, the ones which would be the bellwether, no, I don't think they are.
And what about the pound weakness? We've seen over the last year or so that lots of shoppers from the continent have come over. Obviously, it's a bit difficult if the Eurostar doesn't work, but could that boost to some extent retail in the UK?
Yeah, but I think only a relatively small extent. I think the impact of weakness of sterling is going to be seen elsewhere, really. Rising inflation. I mean, that's the big threat, surely.
Yeah, elaborate a little bit on that. The latest numbers were unexpectedly high.
Yes, and we actually saw food blip up in November, come back in October, and come back again in November. Yes, I mean, the weakness of sterling pushes prices up, import prices up. And a lot of it's delayed because of the way the retailers buy, but ultimately it's inflationary. And that has got to be bad news. I think it's very interesting that the CPI, the measure that the bank is supposed to control, has never actually got below 1%, you know, that lower borderline.
Yes, so this is something definitely to keep an eye on. Thank you so much. You have an excellent Christmas and good year. Richard Perks there from Mintel.